Hey guys, welcome back. I've had a couple people ask me over the last couple weeks about different add-ons that I use, and I decided it's time to make that video showing you guys all the different add-ons I go through and use in 2026. It's preferential. There's a lot of things that are just quality of life for me, and that's great, but there's also things that that are must-haves for me, and I'm going to go through all of them so that way you know about each one of them. If you're curious about any of them and I don't go into great detail about it and you want to inquire more about it, you can feel free to leave a comment, or you can join me on my lives. I'm always live at twitch.tv/Zugszy. I'll have that link in the description for you, and on my Twitch channel, in my About Me section, I have every one of my add-ons listed with a clickable header that takes you straight to CurseForge so that you can go get the add-ons that I use if you find any in here that I use that you want to have. So without further ado, let's get into them. The first add-on that I like to use, and this I'm just going to go down the list, is for collectors, and it's called All the Things. All the Things is great because it lets you collect any and all things. It even has an insane mode that lets you go through and collect every single thing in the game. So ATT, it shows you your overall percentage of whatever you have selected. I mean, I can go through into the options and turn on insane mode. I have different filters set up for myself for the things I pursue, but everything from hidden cosmetics, mounts, heirlooms, battle pets, toys, you name it, it's there. Decor, all of it. And it'll help you find any and all of it. I know there's exterior sources out there like Wildhead, Simple Armory, and places like that for you to help track outside the game, but in the game it's really great, and I'm gonna example some of them for you. So let's just pick like dungeons and raids. We'll go to like Shadowlands, right? We'll go to Castle Nathria, and let's just go to like normal. I can pick, see, I'm missing 3 zone drops from the normal raid. I can go in here and hover over what they are and how and that I haven't collected them. And it's a really great way for the collectors out there if you're looking for a unique piece of transmog. Because as an example, let's say I'm after the Fallen Templar's gauntlets. Those are a hand in the game, right? And I want that transmog. And for some reason, I've killed the rare each week, and the hands just won't drop for me from the boss that's in their loot table. There's still a chance that will drop. And from the ads in the raid, so you can go around the raid and kill the ads, and you would be none the wiser if you didn't have an add-on like ATT. So that's just an example amongst many others around the add-on. It's a really great add-on. If you're a collector and you're trying to get everything and go berserk, that's the one for you guys. The next one I want to talk about is Silverdragon. Silverdragon's cool for a lot of reasons. So say you're in the area and you're hunting for a rare for a mount, or a piece of gear that you're actually going to be using in real time during that season, or you're in an old zone and you're looking for a cosmetic or a piece of equipment so that you can use it for transmog. Silverdragon is like Rare Scanner. It scans the area, letting me know with a vignette what's in the area. It'll also auto pin it, but for some reason, if for any reason it has a hiccup and it doesn't auto pin, you can hover over it and it tells you control left click and it'll put a pin on it. As an example, I'm using the stone bat to exhibit that for you guys, and you can see there's the pin telling me it's 93 yards away from me. So you can tag sounds to it, and it will help you find those. It also has additional plugins like range extender, so it'll broaden the range and show you things outside of your visual. So if you're questing in an area and a rare pops up that you are interested in attacking, killing, and getting an opportunity for loot at, the range extender can grab it for you as well. Another really cool feature is mouse over. So as you're playing the game, and I could be none the wiser, a rare could be out there, but if my mouse goes across it, it will pick up that rare, pop that up for me, or chest, or anything you designated you want it to pop up for you, and you're good to go. So that is my collections that I use. All the things I don't leave on all the time because it is a very heavy processing add-on, so I only use it when I'm purely looking for stuff and collecting, and outside of that, I turn it off. The next section is combat, and I use an add-on called Tell Me When. Tell Me When is great for me because it helped replace some quality of life things I used in Weak Auras, and as we all know, in current retail now, Weak Auras is no longer with us. I've heard rumors that it's coming back around, but that's neither here nor there. I did find Tell Me When's been around for a long time, but some of you may not know about it. And what it does is it allows me to put spells, trinkets, or items on a UI actionable area for me to see when they become available. That's how I use it. And I'll show you. I'll exhibit that. I'll go attack something. So you can go see what it looks like. So we can all see what it looks like, right? So we will pick this ornery wombat. As you can see, it popped up straight away. I have it set to where it only comes up in combat, and it shows me what abilities I have available to use. See? When I use Thunderclap, it's gone. Now that I have Execute available, I can hit it with Execute. And then it goes away. And how you can access it is tell me when. It'll bring it up. You right click on any of your spots. And this is where you can literally drag from your spellbook or from your action bar into the spot and put that ability on there. And then from there, you can set it for spell cooldown. You can set it to an item cooldown, an internal cooldown, reactive ability. So as an example, if I click on this, Execute, it's a reactive ability, letting me know when it's available to use and when it's not ready, or when I'm out of range. It's really cool, really neat, really easy to use. And then you can go into group and change how it looks. Now my preferences, I have them on the left side of my character. And these are 3 of the more popular ones that I tend to want to know when they're available. You can tag sounds to them if you want to, but I like the visual just popping up whenever it's showing me it's available to use. So if you have those very popular buttons that you want to use, but you don't always want to glance down at your action bar to see when they become available, you can set this up anywhere. And as I said, you can set it how you want. You can set it to have a column of 20 if you want to. You can have the rows set to a column of maximum of 20 if you want to. And once you've set everything the way you like it, and you've got all your buttons, your casts, everything set the way you like them, you go over to General and you click Lock Add-on, and they'll disappear for me because I have them only coming available when I'm in combat. Only show in combat. There it is. Sorry, it took me 84 years to figure that out, but show only in combat. So that's why mine only pop up there in combat. So the add-on is called Tell Me When. It's been around for a long time, but a lot of people are learning about it now because of the fact that we don't have weak ores anymore. So great workaround. DBM is huge. A lot of people will use this one, and the alternative is the Little Wigs, Big Wigs. And what this does is for any scenario you're looking for, it can help you out by letting you know, hey, use a defensive. Hey, this is coming. And you can go in and go see, I'm going to use the current raid, the Void Spire, Lightbound, and it shows me what I can enable and disable. So if I'm not a tank and I don't care about the tank abilities, I can go in and turn those off. It should recognize your spec and do it for you, but if for any reason it doesn't, you can go in here and turn it off. But it's really cool. You can have a countdown. It helps. It creates bars showing you a timeline of all the different abilities. I know Blizzard baked something like that into the game as well, but I enjoy the way DBM does it. I've been using DBM for years. It's my go-to. So if you're looking for something to help you with a type of combat aid in that description, DBM. The alternative again is Big Wigs, Little Wigs. Pick your poison. And that's what I use for combat. Going back to the add-ons, GudaBags. GudaBags is simple. I like all these different bag add-ons, but this one works great for me for one particular reason. One, it's lightweight. Even though I've got a little bit of a few add-ons here, I don't like going over the top. I don't need 100 different add-ons. So I wanted a bag add-on that did one simple feature, and this one does it. It does a lot more, but this is what it does for me. It puts my Regent bag in the same pane with my standard bag. So instead of having multiple bags all over my screen, I have everything located in one nice seamless bag. The cool thing is GudaBags also does this to your Warbound bank and your standard bank, allowing you to have all your tabs in a singular pane. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So I can go into general. We'll just pull up my Warbound bank really quick. When I click on it now, it's showing all my tabs available to me on my bank, as opposed to having to click each individual tab to find what it is I have in my bank. Huge, 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 huge. So if that's something you're interested in, this one's great. It's super lightweight. It also can show you different characters as you log into them. Just easy, lightweight, nice add-on. GudaBags. The next one is Homebound for housing. I turn this on when I'm in the housing mood and I'm trying to hunt stuff down, but housing's really, the Homebound add-on is really nice because it doesn't just show me it shows a bunch of different things, like the Twitch drop that's still going on right now, to let people know, hey, there's a Twitch drop, you can earn housing decor. It shows you the different unlockables, secrets, quest achievement pieces, vendors, where you're trying to find these different items, and you can go through and click on it and click on the vendor, and it'll show you the different items that they have available for you. So Homebound, if you're a big housing fan and you want to find all the different in any of the different pieces from professions, drops, vendors, and unlockables, Homebound is going to be your add-on that you want to use for that. Again, there's tons of websites out there that can show you all this stuff, but that's what I like. I like using some of these add-ons in game when I don't feel like alt-tabbing out and trying to go hunt stuff down. The map. So I use Handynotes. Handynotes helps with treasures, rares, things like that when you're trying to accrue all the new stuff, the glyphs. And to be honest with you, I don't even need that one anymore. Handynotes just does fantastic stuff, and I'll show you what it will do for you. So when I bring it up, let's go to like someplace I haven't found something yet. I found everything there. I don't think I found everything. Okay, here, the Void Elf Round Table, housing decor. That little chest wouldn't be there or here without Handynotes. Handynotes will show me this, and if there's any kind of insight to it on how to get it, it'll have these like features on there to let me know, hey, you have to go. As an example, see this one, this pink line kiting across. This is showing me the path of the Spirit Paw Marathon. If I wanted to do it, this dot, all these different things come from Handynotes, and I would be none the wiser. This little icon of Chike over here, this little green dot over here for the Princess Gabiku, none of this would be available to me if I didn't have Handynotes. So by utilizing Handynotes, it helps me find all these different things that I'm looking for in the game. So that's one of the other great add-ons that I use to kind of help me find all those different things. You could say that's part of collections, but really it's just an all be all. MapCoords is exactly what it sounds like. MapCoords allows me to look at the coordinates of where my character is and where my cursor is. So let's say I do go to an external source like Wowhead to go find something. It says, hey, go to waypoint 6961. I can hover to 6961, drop a pin, and go straight to it because my cursor is giving me my my coordinates. So super helpful, super nice, really lightweight. That's why I like that one. And those are my map add-ons. The other add-on that I have is SimulationCraft. SimulationCraft allows me to sim my character when I'm checking my vault, or if I get a piece of loot that drops from a dungeon or the raid, and I want to sim it to see if it's better than what I'm using. If you have that add-on, you can type in !simc. It'll bring up this pane. You can just Control-C to copy it. And once you've copied it, then I can go to Raid Bots, and click Top Gear, copy, paste, put the paste in there, and then it'll show. So as an example, let's say I got that Rotting Gobble there, and I want to see if that Rotting Gobble is going to be a better trinket for me to use. I can scroll down, select what build I'm in. So you want to make sure you're in your proper build too. So if I'm looking for a Mythic Plus, I would select M+. I would select Dungeons. Oh, go back to Patchwork really quick. Select 4 bosses, Dungeon Slice, and then find Top Gear. And this allows me to simulate my character so that I can see what kind of gear I should be wearing to output the most damage. again, it's kind of, I'm a tank main, so for me, it's not, it is going to tell me what my best damage is, but sometimes survivability is a little more important than damage. But for all the DPSers out there, and even healers that want that must-have knowledge on how to output damage when they're not healing, SimCraft is a great option for you. So I don't need to finish this. I was just using that as an example. So again, SimulationCraft helps you out tons. Raidbots.com, that's where you go once you've copied that. Professions, the only one that I'm using is Angleur. Angleur lets me fish super easy, and we'll go do a little, I'll just go throw a cast to show you. I'm gonna go through all my little fishing tricks while we're just over here. So there's a pool right there. So let's say I don't want to have a fishing icon on my bar, and I want to be able to just fish with these, do it one-handed. I'm watching a YouTube video and just relaxing, trying to fish up the new mount in midnight or something like that. By having this add-on, I have it selected into the double click mode, to where all I do is I double click. Yes, it's going to put my toys on. So I have it set to give me my bobblehead and my oversize and my raft. So now I'm just double clicking to fish while this is active. It's super cool. If you have the any other items that you use, including, you can create a fishing outfit with all types of fishing gear that you've accrued through the game over the years to help you improve your perception or your fishing skill or whatever the case is. You can add that here as well, and it will let you just fish. Now, here's a little quality of life tip for you around fishing. If you're fishing in the new zone, there's a couple of ads, the root crab and then the blood hunters the blood hunters will attack you, and the root crab will run out of your inventory. To prevent that from happening, you sit down. You don't need the warden to prevent the blood hunter. You don't have to buy them. You can just sit down and fish, and they won't attack you. Another really cool, fun feature about this is I can look around in any direction while I'm fishing as you're sat down, and my POV doesn't have to be relevant for me to continue to cast in the same spot. I can literally be in any direction and just cast. See, I'm over here. I'm at this angle. Doesn't matter. I'm going to fish in the same spot because I'm sitting down, and it's telling it this is the direction I want to fish constantly. So easy way for you to look around while you're fishing. Stay seated. And again, the add-on is called Angleur. They've even got other things, like, an example, if you're trying to find the oceanic vortexes in Voidstorm, you can click this, assign a button, and press that button, and it will locate it for you. You can also enable a recast key. Just super easy, super friendly, great add-on if you're trying to fish up the new mount or just fishing in general. So that's the Angleur. The next one is Platynator. There are tons of different nameplate add-ons out there. ThreatPlate, Plater, Platynator, and so on. And I chose Platynator for a specific reason. Now, everybody's is different, but I used Plater for years. Loved Plater. Still love Plater. Don't have a problem with it. But one of the things that caught my attention is when Blizzard tried to update their add-ons, or put in their built-in add-ons, and gave us improvements. One of the things I really liked was their new nameplates. I liked their new nameplates. I liked the design of them. What I didn't like was the lack of information about them, but I loved the way they looked. And at first I looked through Plater trying to find a profile that I could implement that gave it that look, because it's more uniform. It matches the rest of the UI, and that's one of the things I liked about it, but it didn't have it. Well, Platynator did, and by going into Platynator, I was able to add all the other crucial information that I wanted, while still giving me a design that's similar to the UI elements around the entire game, so it felt more uniform and more natural. But it also gave me really cool features. One of the really cool features is you can design it how you want. If someone puts a target on it, or they have an add-on that adds an automatic target to something, it'll populate it up here for me, and I can move that if I don't want it there. Any of the debuffs there, my abilities on them at the top. If they're associated with a quest, it puts a quest icon on it. The big winner for me was when it casts something at someone and it's a targeted cast, it will tell you who it's aiming at, as opposed to it's just a cast. That one was huge. And the fact that it looks just like the Blizzard UI, that's my preference. It works just like Plater, but here's the other cool caveat. It takes way less processing power to run Platynator than it is Plater. Now, I get Plater has a buttload more options in it, but all I'm looking for is just focusing on the nameplate. So for me, it was more lightweight, much more customizable, and fit all my needs. So that's why I went with Platynator. Again, you can customize it to do many things. It does threat for you if you're a tank, or even when you're not a tank. Say, you know, I'm fighting this ad, and then someone takes the threat away from me. The color will change to let me know. It also has colors. You can set colors to casters and things like that to let you know, to help you identify who's going to be your priority targets, etc. Super, super, super nice add-on. Love it. Swear by it. Platynator. Go get you some. The next one is Wildutools. Now, Wildutools is a quality of life thing, and big shout out Luxos. I actually saw this on his stream first and inquired about it, and was able to get it. So Wildutools does a lot of things to help with the manipulation of quality of life stuff. As an example, this is called GCD History. And what this does is, as I'm streaming and I'm pressing my buttons, people get to see what the buttons I'm pressing. I have mine just over here as an example, but I'll show you really quick. I'll just go attack this ad. And there they are. It's showing you I heroic through and charged at it. I thunderclapped, I shield slam, and shield block, thunderclap, and it's showing the buttons nice and big and vivid for people to see what it was that I did. Super, super cool, and that's just for me as a content creator. But there's so many different things. If I want a mountable indicating error icon, I can move this around, but this shows me that I'm in a place where I can mount. But if I was in a non-mountable area, it would come up as gray, letting me know that I can't mount there. Melee range check, melee range indicator, target range display showing me how far I am away from said target. Crosshair on the screen, prey progress bar baked in. If I want to use it for the new prey system. Damage meter tweaks. The only reason I don't use that, what it does, it coordinates if you have multiple panes for your Blizzard meters to be identical in size and everything else like that. But the reason I don't do that is because it puts a gold overlay on it, and I like the semi-transparent black look, so I don't have that selected personally. But enhanced waypoint scaling, enhanced waypoints and tracking. That's why you see this beam, and it's giving me a little more information around that target over there, is because of this enhanced waypoint. So I know there's other waypoint add-ons out there, but the fact that a couple of these are all in one place is super nice. Again, this thing has so many options that it can provide you that give you a little bit of extra information. One of the ones I like is always sharpening my graphics. There's a script out there that you can use that will sharpen your graphics, but sometimes with updates it'll lose that script, and you have to and you'll start to notice your game looks a little blurry, and you're like, oh, I gotta go do the script again. Well, with this always on, it's just checking anytime I load in. If for some reason it doesn't load with that script to sharpen my graphics for me, it'll do it on its own. I disable motion sickness darkening with this add-on. It just, when I'm skyriding around, it just makes sure that darkening effect doesn't happen because I don't need it. Show cooldown numbers. It's just making sure that my cooldown numbers come up all the time, and all that's doing is checking that the Blizzard version's doing it. It's not overriding it. It's just making sure that that's turned on all the time. Show dungeon entrances on map. Same thing. It's just making sure that Blizzard's doing it. This one's really nice because it enhances the objective and error text where I can see it a little clearer on my screen. And scaling. You can scale it up a little bigger, a little smaller to your desire or preferred size. The reputation bar, this is cool because I have my stances here, or if I'm on my druid, I've got all those different forms up here. I was able to manipulate the XP bar on a character that I haven't max leveled yet, and I was able to adjust the size and sit over here to where it looks a little more uniform. And that's just a preference of mine again. So Wildutools has tons of different automations, sounds to different things, add-on tweaks to different things. It can do stuff to your bars. It's just got so much to offer. So again, that's called Wildutools. BlizzMove is fantastic. So it sounds exactly like what it means. It lets me move things wherever I want it, and it lets me resize them. So here's my character pane. Say you're like, God, man, your character pane is huge. It shouldn't be that big. I can hold control and mouse wheel down on the top bar and resize it to whatever my preference is, as well as any other pane, and move it. Here's my map, and I can move it. Just whatever I want to do, BlizzMove has got me covered in that regard. Any pane, my spell book, my friends list, move it, and so on. Just BlizzMove, it's exactly what it sounds like, and it works great. MinimapButton. MinimapButtonButton is right over here. It just puts all the buttons that comes with any add-ons into one spot for you, and you can go in and like customize how you want it to look and its behavior, if it gestures to the left or to the right or up or down or wherever you want to put it on your screen. I can move it wherever I want. I just happen to like it up here in the corner, but that's just my preference, and that's all it does, and it's great for that. That's why I have it. So MinimapButtonButton. The next one, this one's highly popular and highly asked about, is Teleport Menu. Teleport Menu has a ton of options, but the biggest thing is it puts all my teleports on my main menu screen for me. So all of my dungeon portals and raid portals, my Hearthstone. Now I have tons of Hearthstone toys, and I have it set for random, so I get something different every time. So all the different random Hearthstone toys that I have, it'll utilize those whenever I go to Hearth. Now a lot of you guys are like, hey, what about the new Arcantina key, because that's a great second Hearthstone to get back to Silvermoon really quick as we are in Midnight. It's in this bag right here. It collects everything that you've collected that's an abnormal Hearth or a toy Hearth or something like that, that isn't exactly to a specified Hearth location or something like that. It comes in right here. So if I wanted to Hearth back to Silvermoon really quick and my regular Hearthstone is on cooldown, I can go to this bag, click that, and it will take me there. Same thing with my housing. It'll teleport me straight to my plot with the new housing portion. There's my Garrison Hearthstone, and then my Legion Dalaran Hearthstone, and then because I'm an engineer, it's got my Profession Hearths as well. So it's called Teleport Menu. It's got very super simple, lightweight add-on. I love it. I swear by it. I know a lot of people use OPI, and that's okay too. But I like this all right here for me to select what I want when I want on the fly. The ThreatDisplay. This one I absolutely love, because I hate getting into these constant debates with whether it's my co-tank in raid or I'm in a dungeon and someone's like, well, I ripped threat. Let me show you why you can't tell me you ripped threat. I'm going to go hit this crab really quick. And I want you to pay attention to something. See that percentage right there in his portrait? I put it in the portrait so I know where to look for it every time. It's out of the way, but I can see it down here in the portrait. See how it says I got 100% threat? I got 100% threat. Now, you as the DPS standing in the frontal or something like that, or if it does randomly target someone and melee them because it's an incident, but you can't tell me I don't have threat because it shows me this. I know that the game has its own version of a baked-in threat indicator that will pop up here on the top of the unit frame for your target. But here's the problem with that. It comes with conditions. As an example, if it's an Outer World ad, there has to be someone ripping the threat from you in order for that to populate. I like this add-on because it shows me whether I have threat the entire time or not. And you can color code it for whatever you want it to say. So it for me at 90%, 100% is purple, letting me know I got it. 95% it turns yellow, letting me know I could potentially be losing threat, and then at 90% it goes red, telling me I need to taunt it to get it back. So super easy add-on, and it very lightweight again, and it's called ThreatDisplay. BetterCharacterPanel is my next add-on that I use. and it's exactly what it sounds like. What it does is it shows me the item level to the items that I have in my that I have equipped. It shows that I have enchants, and it'll be in blatant red if I'm missing something, letting me know I don't have a gem, an enchant, anything like that that can be applied to that piece of gear. So again, it's called Better Character Panel. It also will add to the bag the item level to the items in my bag, letting me know what the item levels are. So it's a really nice feature. Better Character Panel, that's what I use to give me that extra information. DandersFrames is what I use when I'm healing, and DandersFrames is great because it allows me to adjust things, showing me bigger debuffs or things that I need to dispel off of other characters. It can let you manipulate the raids, raid frames wherever I want them, and all those debuffs and dispels and things like that in there. It does mouse over. I know that's a function you can already turn on and use the regular frames, but because of the adjustment of how I can change the debuffs and things like that in DandersFrames, that's why I enjoy it whenever I'm healing. I don't use it whenever I'm tanking or if I'm DPSing. But again, DandersFrames is great if you're a healer and you're looking for an alternative to help you with a little bit of that information, so that it makes it a little easier for you in dungeons or raids on who to dispel or who to give extra heals into because they have a massive debuff, damage debuff on them or something like that. Easy delete. It's exactly what it sounds like. You've got something in your bag, you want to delete it because you've gotten it time and time again, you can't use it, you can't sell it, you just want it gone, you don't need it, and you want to go drag it off into La La Land, and you got something you want to delete, right? Instead of it popping up and asking me to type in delete every time, it just deletes it for me. Super, super simple. Easy delete. It'll instead of just having to type in delete and then okay, it'll just say, are you sure you want to delete? You click yes and it'll delete it. It's done. It's out of my way. Really, really great add-on, and it's called Easy Delete. FastAutoRepair is another quick one to go into. It's exactly what it sounds like. GudaBags already does my gray vendoring for me. That initial add-on I was talking about, GudaBags. So I don't need one for that. So with this one, I use FastAutoRepair whenever I click on any NPC, like a blacksmith or someone that you can repair off of, or if you have a mount that you can repair from. As soon as I click or interact with that NPC to vendor or repair, it'll do it for me automatically. I don't have to go over and click the anvil. It just does it. It's done. It's out of my way. FPSMonitor is going to be the next add-on. This one's really cool because it's exactly what it sounds like. It's not a replacement. What it does is it takes the original FPS that your game has. So you would type in like Control R, I believe, or the codes to bring it up every time for you, right? What this does is simply makes it auto display, and you can change the font, you can change the size and the color and put it wherever you want. In my situation, I matched the color to my map being this goldish yellow color. I put it over here in the corner, and it just shows me my frames over here in the corner. So where I can just take a glance. If the game's getting super choppy, laggy, I can just take a quick look over there and see what my frames are running at. And then if I need to go into a deeper dive, I can hover over this and see, like, okay, what's going on. When you hover over game menu, it shows you, what your average CPU usage is, or if it's a latency problem, things like that. So again, that's FPSMonitor, super easy. FrameColor is exactly what it sounds like. The darkened frame color that you see on all of my UI elements comes from FrameColor. FrameColor gives me this darker effect. I like it better than the bright silver effect. That's why I use it, and that's what it does. You can change it in whatever color you want. You can even have it change to the class that you're on. So if you're on a warrior, it can be that warrior brown, or if you're on a mage, it can be in that sky blue, and so on. You can change it whatever color you want. That's just why I choose this add-on. Again, really lightweight, easy to use. HealthBarColor, same shot, different angle. All it's doing is it's changing the HealthBarColor to the color of the class that I'm on for me. You can have it be whatever color you want. If you want it to be a static color, it also gives me these really cool features like this effect it's called Banto, but you can change those as well in there. Super easy. Those are kind of no nonsense ones. This one's really great. Midnight Mount Tooltip. And what that one does is, if say you're in town, you're in Silvermoon, and someone rolls up on this really cool mount, and you're like, oh man, I want that mount, or I at least want to know what that mount is. how do I find it? You can hover over the person, and in this situation I'll hover over myself to show you, but you can see over in the information tool, in the ID tip, the information tip pane, it shows that I am on the convalescent carry-on. All it does is add to that information, so when you hover over somebody, it'll tell you what the name of the mount is. From there you can go into your mount journal, look it up, or go to Wowhead or Simple Armory and find that mount. It's called, again, super easy, lightweight, and it's called Midnight Mount Tooltip. The next add-on I use is Mythic Dungeon Tools. If you're a tank or you're a high-end Mythic Plus player, you'll most likely have this add-on already, but if you don't, it's really great, because what it does is it lets you build out routes in a dungeon, and then you can share it to people so that they can see what your routes look like. Here's a route that I built for Masera Cavern. It might not be the most ideal, but it gets me to 100%. And yes, I know there's a new affix from 1 to 5, just kind of guiding you, but that's a general, helps you get to 100% by the end. It might not be the most efficient route, but Mythic Dungeon Tools will let me build my own route, showing me the different adds that I want to select to attain 100% completion in the fastest route possible. So Mythic Dungeon Tools is really great. Again, you can export this, you can import other people's routes. There's websites you can go to import different routes. Say you find one that you enjoy better, or you think it's going to improve your timing to get that additional IO in or Mythic rating in a dungeon. You can go import other routes as well, and you can export your routes to those said websites, and then you can share them to the party. So as you're getting ready to go run a dungeon, you can share your route to the party in party chat and say, hey, this is the route I'm going to take, so that way you're giving everybody an expectation of what the route's going to look like. And again, that's called Mythic Dungeon Tools. The next add-on is RaiderIO. I know that we've had this Mythic Plus rating added into the game by Blizzard for a while now, but RaiderIO is where a lot of people go to look at your information as a player. RaiderIO is still relevant, so I still use it. It's still, for a lot of reasons. For that reason, somebody wants to look my character up and see how far I've gone down the path of that current season. They can see my information about what I've completed. The other cool thing too is I use different add-ons in my live stream on Twitch. Like, I have a panel that shows my characters, and by updating this, it also updates that third-party add-on over there, so people can see, as they're viewing my streams, they can see where my rating is and what I've completed and what I've done. And again, it's called RaiderIO. I don't even leave RaiderIO. I leave the add-on in game running all the time, but all I do is whenever I need to update my information, I literally just go to the third-party add-on on my computer, let it do its update like this, and once it's updated and it's done, then I just go over here so it's not running in my background, and I quit, because I only need to do it. It only updates, like once every hour or every 2 hours or something like that. It's not necessary for me to have it running all the time. So that's RaiderIO. It's just another external source to let people know where my Mythic rating is at. Sensei class resource bar. This one's really cool because it allowed me to do a lot of things. One is it adjusted things like centering. It put my rage resource right here for me to easily see. It also has so many other packs that you can apply, like getting if you don't like the way these essential cooldowns are designed, you can redesign them. You can adjust the size to how tall that rage bar is, how wide it is, and things like that, and so much more. Now, I like it simple. I don't like it to be over the top. So for me, it just keeps it nice and simple here, and nice and clean, tidy. And I use it in cooperation with some of the cooldowns that is already baked into Blizzard now. It's just nice, clean, right here around my character where I can see everything with ease. Sensei goes into tons. I use it for the simplicity of it, but it allows me to have that additional resource. I don't need my health bar there, because usually when I'm running a dungeon, I have my my party right here beside me, so I can see my health just as much as theirs easily. So I don't need the traditional Blizzard resource bar. I just want my rage resource, or your focus resource, or your runes if you're doing a death knight, and so on. So it's super helpful. Your combo points if you're a rogue, you can have them all created and adjusted right there. Sensei class resource bar, super easy. Sexy map. Now I get there's some other quality of life add-ons out there, like Leatrix Plus does a lot of quality of life things, and they have a square mini map and things like that. But for me, again, I like the uniformity of things, and because Blizzard's go-to is these kind of rounded square look, I wanted to mimic that for my mini map because I like a square map. So I use Sexy Map because it has the rounded square mapping. Just a really cool mini map. You can have it do so much more than that, though. You can have it like if you're a mage, you can have it with an arcane exterior. Tons of different ways to make it look really cool. For me, I just like the very simple square. You can resize it. You can make it bigger, smaller. You can move it wherever you want. So you can move your mini map. I know you can do that in edit mode, but you can move it. Now, I've seen tons of people put the square map right in the center of their abilities here down below, so they can look down and see it there all the time. I like it up in the corner. It's my preference, but really easy to use. Again, that's called Sexy Map. Tons and tons of different options there. Under Sexy Map, you can go in and just really mess with tons of stuff in there. You can have the time. You can have your coordinates up there. You can just do so much to it. But for me, I just wanted the square look, and that's really all I was looking for out of it. And then I have like the calendar and the tracking buttons fade out whenever I'm not hovering over it. You can also right click on the mini map to bring up your Sexy Map options. And then you, of course, can lock it so you don't move it. You see what I'm saying? I'm clicking and moving. It's not going anywhere. Really, 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 really easy. I'm almost done, guys. Ultimate mouse cursor. Again, this was a weak aura replacement. I had an amazing weak aura that put that round circle and showed me my GCD timer, if I'm casting something, you name it, all right there, and then it was gone. Well, one of the weak aura creators made an add-on called the Ultimate Mouse Cursor, and it does all that stuff. So when I go to mount, you'll notice that that circle over my mouse shows me casting the ability to get on my mount. See the green. When I'm in the middle of fighting something, here, let's fight that really quick. You can see it's showing my GCD. See the little inner green circle on my mouse? That's showing me the GCD when I hit a button, when my next one will become available. Just a nice little indicator to show me, and that's what that's called. Add-on. Ultimate Mouse Cursor. And then the last one's called Warband Accountant. And this one was done by my buddy Tex. I'm sure if any of you guys are in the Warcraft stream space, you know Tex. Warband Accountant is here. You can go in to Warband Accountant and set it up for your main and alts to give them X amount of gold. So you can see this character is missing some gold, right? Actually, he's not even supposed to be. He's supposed to be an alt. So he's actually got too much gold. But anytime I interact with my warband, this is so cool. If I'm short my 50,000 mark on my main, it's just gonna bring me back up to 50,000. If I'm over that 50,000, it's gonna auto deposit it into my warband for me. I don't have to touch it. And with my alts, I want to leave 10,000 gold on them. As this guy's got 14,000, the next time I go to interact with my bank, it's going to deposit that 4,029 gold, 66 silver, and 14 copper for me. And I don't have to do anything. You can also pause them to where you say, okay, I want to leave X amount of gold on them. You can, and you can go into the settings and change them how you want. And super easy. Again, Tex made this. Super easy. It's a hit it and forget it. Once you set this, from that point on, you're good to go. And that's called Warband Accountant. Super easy, super friendly. Now, those are all the add-ons. I get one other common question, and I'm going to show you guys what I did. And they talk about my font. There's tons of font add-ons out there that you can add on. But again, if I don't have to have 120 add-ons to do everything I want, and I can find a workaround that doesn't require that, I'm gonna do it. And what I learned was how to do my fonts without an add-on. And it's really super simple. So what you do is you would go to any font finder, right? Let's just go to font finder. Categories, and just find fonts. Doesn't matter. Like that one. This one, if I like this font and I want it, I can go find a free version of it and go download the font. Once I've got the font downloaded, all you do is go into the game file. Here, find your font file. It's going to be, so you would just go to your retail Warcraft, click on retail, click on fonts, and you will find these 4 font folders. You're going to generate 4 new font folders. You're just going to create 4 new folders, and you're going to name them exactly what they look like here. So in this case, Arial n.ttf, frizzqt _.ttf, morpheus.ttf, and scurry.ttf. And you have to make sure it's exactly how they look. So that one's in all caps, that one's in all caps, that one is not. And you make sure it's exactly like that. Then you go in and put your fonts into those folders. And in this case, I use Prototype. That's just my preference. That's just what I like. It's easy to read. I like it. So once you've done that and you've created that folder, you just me in silk and I shall ride the game. You just replace the old fonts in this folder. Make sure you're not in the game when you do this. You put those new font. Once you rename those fonts as these names as TTF, you put these in that new font folder. Put them in here. Delete the old ones. Reboot the game, and you've got the fonts. That's it. It will literally pop up any font you can imagine. That weird looking Harry Potter font that they made a while back. It doesn't matter. It'll all be right there for you. That's my last little tip on add-ons and UI elements and things like that. A lot of people ask me about my UI too. They like the way I have everything laid out, but I play on an ultra wide screen. If you don't, I've already had someone try to take because you can share your UI, and they tried using it on a standard 16:9, and it just was all over the place and drawable, and it just didn't look right. So if you're interested in something like that, I can put it in the description for you guys, but keep in mind, it is designed for an ultra wide, and if you're not running one, it's just going to look like a hot mess. But that's it. Those are the add-ons. And I want to say thank you for taking time to watch this video. And if you enjoyed it, please do me a favor, hit subscribe, hit the alert button. We'll see you next time. Take care, guys.